Hey there, welcome to my channel and welcome to spring, well, early spring here in North Carolina. We are being serenaded by the birds who I feel like have spring fever just like me, and I'm sure just like you. We are just a few days away from spring, and while I know that doesn't mean much, it doesn't mean we can automatically get out and garden. It does mean that the gardening season or the growing season, landscaping season is upon us. And so today I thought it would be really fun to just take a walk and look at all of the spring blooming trees and shrubs and give you some inspiration for your yard. You know, fall is obviously the best time to plant, but spring is second. Sometimes it's hard to remember what things look like in the spring as they're blooming, and so I thought, why not document it? It's such a beautiful time of year anyway, so why not show the beauty of the season and also show you some ideas that maybe you want to incorporate in your landscape. As a landscape designer, I'm always looking for inspiration. And I think as a homeowner as well, we're always looking at other yards and landscapes and other plants and saying, you know, I really like that, or, oh, I don't really like that. And so I always am looking for inspiration. So we're gonna go on a little, I guess we'll call it a stroll around my community. First, I wanted to show you my vine. This is an espalier in my front, and this is a Carolina jasmine. This is an evergreen vine. I'm in zone 7B, and you can see the little tiny, I'll zoom in just a minute, but you can see the little yellow flowers. They look like little bells. So Carolina jasmine or jessamine. So you can see how pretty they are. This is a deciduous magnolia and is absolutely spectacular. It's known as a lily magnolia or an Ann magnolia. There are many different varieties. I'm not sure which one this one is, but it has bloomed. It's one of the first things to bloom in the landscape in late winter and is magnificent. It is so pretty, and then the leaves follow. So this is a smaller tree. A dwarf tree, a semi-dwarf tree. The purple blooms against the backdrop of the stark woods. Oh, it's so beautiful. So we are gonna do a loop and I'm gonna take you over there, but I wanna show you this from a distance, how beautiful this is. Someone took the power line, this is one of my neighbors, they took the power line and they landscaped it. This is a common area, and they have Loropetalum, magnolia, redbud. They have so many beautiful evergreens. So we're gonna go take a closer look, but I wanted to show you from all the way over here how pretty it looks. Here is a forsythia. So these bloom very first here in North Carolina. They are a statement. This is part of the grandmother plants that I talk about all the time. They make a great hedge, and then they're a really pretty, happy lime green color the rest of the year. They do have to be pruned. They do have big, long whips that, if any of you were like me, like we had to go pick our own switches, and you learned quick to avoid the forsythia bushes. Anybody else have to go pick their own switches? I realize that's an odd thing to say, but you didn't talk back to your mama or your daddy, or it was go pick your switch. So it's such a beautiful day. It's really cold though. We're gonna go look at the most magnificent cherry tree I have ever seen in my life, literally in my life. This is gorgeous. So we are going to go look at this. This is a Yoshino cherry that we are making our way to, and I'm so glad that you're along with me today. I'm going to turn the corner and behold the beauty. this magnificent? So you have an eastern redbud, you have a weeping cherry tree, and then so eastern redbud, the weeping cherry here, and then the Loropetalum all in full bloom with the contrast of I'm thinking that's either a cedar or a gold thread cypress, and then you have hollies and crepe myrtles here. I love how they just brought all of the colors of spring that bloom at one time. It's so pretty to me. This is a Bradford pear or a Cleveland pear. So this would be probably a Cleveland pear because it's growing more upright and not fat. I'll show you a Bradford pear, but for a long time, we as landscape designers and landscapers would stop planting these because they acted like a sail. They would get tall quick, and then when a big wind would come, it would split it down the middle. But the Cleveland pear seems to be a lot better and a lot less susceptible to that issue. They are absolutely beautiful. They have the white flowers and they don't smell good. They stink really bad, but they are beautiful. I don't know if you can see it. That's candy tuft. It's an evergreen. This looks like a crab apple. Haven't seen one of these in so long. I think it is. Look at that. How pretty. I love this. I love crab apples. They are one of my favorites. Isn't that pretty? Look at that hot pink flower. Really pretty. So here is another redbud I wanted to show you right beside a Loropetalum. So this is why you get a dwarf Loropetalum if you're planting it anywhere near your house. Look at how tall this one is. It's huge. Look at this eastern redbud. Isn't it magnificent? Can we talk about the beauty of this crepe myrtle? I realize it's not in bloom, but the shape of it, this is why you don't crepe myrtle a crepe myrtle. This is what they are supposed to look like. This is their natural shape, and there's something about this tree that is just magnificent. It's so pretty. This is perfection. This is a forsythia. I showed you in a hedge just a little while ago, and this is a standalone forsythia that has not been pruned. It's just been left to do what it does, and wow, really a pretty, just sort of a standalone plant. You can plant it in a grouping, in mass, as a hedge. It is deciduous, so you do have to keep that in mind. In the wintertime, you would not have the coverage as you would probably want in a hedge. Look, they created an arbor of Loropetalum. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, wow. They just allowed it to grow together. That is beautiful. I love this. Wow. And then look at that redbud. Let me zoom out. I love this. I'm going to use this idea. That is magnificent. There's a crepe myrtle in front of it, so I know you probably can't see, but there's no arbor there. It looks like it's just two Loropetalum planted, and wow. So this tree, I'm gonna show you a picture of it in bloom from last year. I missed it this year. I don't usually go on my walks this way. This is a Bradford pear. So this isn't the Cleveland, this is the old school Bradford pear. This is exactly why people planted them. This is why if I hadn't seen so much damage from them, breaking in half, I would plant one. Just a beautiful, beautiful tree. It's got white flowers and then beautiful green leaves that come out. But again, it does stink. All right, let's keep walking. Here is a closer look at candy tuft. And it's used in one of my favorite ways around stone. It sort of starts to drape over. It doesn't bloom for a very long time. It's sort of a short window, but it is a green, pretty. It's got different shades of green in it. As you can see, the new growth is brighter. And I just think it's really pretty. It's underutilized, I think, in the landscapes. I have spotted another magnificent cherry tree. So I'm gonna show you the view. It is so beautiful. Look how huge it is. It needs to be by itself. It needs to be a standalone tree, just and allowed to do what it does, which is this. It's magnificent. So beautiful. It's a great climbing tree. It just makes a statement. So this is a Yoshino cherry. There's some more Bradford pears. These camellias, my friends planted here, gosh, 20 years ago, maybe longer. Aren't they gorgeous? Get out of the sun. Look, isn't that pretty? Oh, they are spectacular. I love the weeping willows too. They aren't blooming, but they've gotten leaves on them. This is a standalone tree that is just magnificent as well. There's another view of the cherry tree. I can't get enough, if you can't tell. Gorgeous. There's a snow fountain cherry right here. It's been pruned. Usually I like them to touch the ground in their natural habit, but I know some people like to be able to see underneath them. Here is another redbud, and this is what inspired my idea to show you around the landscape. The color of it, it's just so vibrant and purple. It's so pretty. And I realize I have said pretty like 550 times in this video, and that's okay. It's truly pretty. Look at it. Like, oh, it just doesn't even dull. It just gets brighter and brighter. Again, another crepe myrtle that has not been ruined by the pruning. We are now coming to the area that I showed you across the power line. We saw a wedding happen up here. So I'm thinking they did all of this to have a wedding. And I mean, it's beautiful, but literally the power lines are going over top of it. So I know it's a common area. It's not their yard. You can see there's Loropetalum. There's also Japanese maple here. Some evergreens. There's gardenias, nandinas, the standard Loropetalum across the back. And then I do see some crepe myrtles on either side here. And then they have a stone walkway going up to just some lawn. That does it for our tour, and I hope you have been inspired for your landscape at all of the beautiful things. And I'm sure if you get out and take a look around your area in your community, you will find some inspiration there as well. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you found anything on this stroll that we took together. If anything spoke to you and was inspirational for you. I absolutely am looking forward to this growing season and spring and all that it has to offer. And I want to thank you so much for being a part of this community and watching. And I hope you have a chance to go get your hands dirty today and that you have a phenomenal day. Take care, everybody. Thank you.